Today, I'm going to show you another work with multiplication. This time, we're going to learn how to do the geometric form of multiplication. For this work, we will need graphing paper, red, green, and blue colored pencils, and I would want to use a marker, a black marker, but you can actually use a pencil, a ruler, and sharpener. So let's begin. I'm thinking of 6,435 taken 24 times. So my problem is 6,435 taken 24 times. 6,435 here is our multiplicand and 24 here is our multiplier. So let's begin. So let's start with building the number. I'm going to put here a dot. Okay, I hope you can see that one. Let's start building our number. Let's start from the units. In the units, we have 5. So I'll begin from the dot that I made and I'll count 5 squares from the dot. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll make another dot. So I have 5 squares. I'll put here 5. Now for the tens, I have 3 tens. So let's count 3 starting from this dot. We have 1, 2, 3. I hope you can see that one. So this is 3 tens. Now let's have 400 or 4. Let's count 4. This time we'll start from this dot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And we write 4. And lastly, in the thousands, we have 6. So let's count 6. This time we'll start from this dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So this is 6. So our multiplicand is 6,435. Now let's build our multiplier. If you remember our checkerboard, remember we put our multiplicand here and going up in the side is where we put our multiplier. So let's put our multiplier again beginning from the unit which is 4. So from this dot we'll count 4 going up in this side. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's 4. And we have 2 in the tens place. So let's count 2. This time we'll start from this dot. 1 and 2. 2. Okay. Now the next thing we need to do is connect all the points or the dots. I should start here. Okay. And from here, I need to make a line. It's from this point to this point. And this point down to this point. And every time we see a dot, we need to make a line. So I'll make a line here, here, and here. And I'll also make a line here. Okay. Let's start. Let's start multiplying. Again, every time we multiply, we always start from the units place. And since we have 2-digit multiplier, we'll start multiplying the multiplicand with the unit multiplier. So we have here 5 taken 4 times. What is 5 taken 4 times? You have 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's 20. So 5 taken 4 times is equal to 20. Now let's have 3. 3 tenths taken 4 times. So let's write here 3 tenths is the same as 30 taken 4 times. What is 30 taken 4 times? So we have 30 taken 4 times. 30 taken 4 times, I think that's a big problem, right? So what if I teach you this one? 30 here has 1 0, right? Let's just ignore the zeros first. And just multiply 3 times 4. Okay? Again, let's ignore the 0 first and multiply 3 and 4. Now, 3 times 4, I think you know the answer for that one. 3 times 4 is 3, 6, 9, 12. That's 12. Okay. Now, let's go back to the 0 that we ignored a while ago. Now, in this sentence or in this multiplication sentence, how many zeros can we see? Or how many zeros did we ignore? There's only 1 0. So we just simply have to put the 0 at the end. Now, 30 times 4 is equal to 120. Okay, now let's have 4. This is in the hundreds place. So that's 400 times 4. So let's write 400 times 4. Okay, 400 times 4. So we also do the same thing. So let's ignore the zeros, the 2 zeros, and multiply 4 times 4. What is 4 times 4? 4 times 4 is 4, 8, 12, 16. It's 16. Now, how many zeros are here in the multiplication sentence? We have 2, right? So let's write 2 zeros. That makes 400 times 4 equals 1,600. Now let's go to the thousands. We have 6,000 taken 4 times. Still we do the same thing. Ignore the zeros and multiply 6 times 4. What is 6 times 4? 6 times 4 is 6, 12, 18, 24. 24. Now, how many zeros are here in the multiplication sentence? We have 1, 2, and 3. So let's add 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So that makes 6,000 times 4 equals 24,000. Now we're done taking 6,435 4 times. Now let's go to the tens multiplier, which is 20. So let's start. 5 taken 20 times. That's 5 taken 20 times. So let's write 5 times 20. Okay. 5 times 20 times. That's a big number, right? So how about we use the same technique that we used? Let's ignore the 0 and multiply 5 times 2. What is 5 times 2? 5 times 2 is equal to 10. Okay. Now, how many zeros are here? 1 0. Now, let's add that 1 0 here. That makes 5 times 20 equals 100. Now, let's have 3 taken 20 times. I think this is also 3 tenths, right? 3 tenths or 30. So that's 30 taken 20 times. So we have here 2 zeros, right? So let's ignore the zeros first and work with 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6. And then we'll copy 2 zeros. 2 zeros. So that makes 30 times 20 equals 600. Now let's work with our hundreds. So we have here 400 taken 20 times. Okay? Again, ignore the zeros and work with 4 times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. Now, how many zeros are here? 1, 2, 3. Let's put 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. Now, let's have 6,000 taken 20 times. 6,000 taken 20 times. So, let's ignore the zeros and multiply 6 times 2. 6 times 2 gives us 12. And we put the zeros here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros are here. So let's put 4 zeros. That makes 6,000 times 20 equals 120,000. This time, we will be coloring the squares. Remember in checkerboard, if we multiply a unit by a unit, we have a unit. We just have to color it lightly so that we can still see the numbers. A 10 by a unit gives us a 10. A 100 by a unit gives us 100. We have a unit in the thousands place taken by a unit gives us 1,000. Now let's have a unit taken by a tens gives us a 10. A 10 taken by a 10 gives us 100. A 100 taken by a 10 gives us 1,000. And 1,000 taken by a 10 gives us 10,000. This time, we need to add all the answers that we have here. Okay? So we need to start from the smallest down to the biggest number. So let's start with the unit. In the unit, you have 20. So I already put here 20. So let's continue with the tens place. In the tens, we have 120. So I'll put 120. So that's 120. Here is also a 10. So we have here 100. I'll put 100. Now let's have the hundreds. We have 1,600. And here we have 600. And in the thousands, we have 24,000. So that is 0 in the unit, 0 in the tens, 0 in the hundred, 4 in the thousands, and 2 in the 10,000s. Okay? Remember, we always have to put numbers in the same places. So here we put the units, the tens, the hundreds, the thousands, and the 10,000. Okay? So we're done with this one. Let's have this. We have 8,000. 0 in the unit, 0 in the tens, 0 in the hundreds, and 8 in the thousands. And lastly, we have 120,000 in the 10,000s place. So that's 0 in the units, 0 in the tens, 0 in the hundreds, 0 in the thousands, 2 in the 10,000s, and 1 in the 100,000s. Okay, now let's put here a line and we'll add them all together. Okay, this one is a big number. Let's begin. In the units, we have all zeros. So our answer is 0. In the tens, we have 2 plus 2. The answer is 4. In the hundreds, we have 100, 200 plus 6. What is 2 plus 6? 2 plus 6 gives us an 8. What is 8 plus 6? 8 plus 6 gives us 14. That is 14 hundreds. So 14 hundreds is the same as 1,400. So I have to put here 1. That's 1,400. Now let's add all the numbers in the thousands place. We have 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. 6 plus 8 equals still 14. But this time this is 14,000. 14,000 is 4 here and 1 here. 14,000. Now let's add all the numbers in the 10,000s place. We have 1 plus 2 equals 3. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. And the number in the 10,000s place, we only have 1. So let's put a comma here to separate the family. And here is our answer. Now let's copy our answer here. So we have 154,000. So that's 154,440. So 6,435 taken 24 times is equal to 154,440. I'll put a line here so that I can work with another problem. Now I'm thinking of working with 5,374 taken 63 times. Okay, so let's start here. I'm going to put a dot here and let's build our multiplicand. Starting from the units, we have here 4 units. So let's count 4 squares from the dot. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 4. And 7 tens. So from here, I'll count 7 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. And 300. From here, I'll count 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. And 5,000. So from here, I'll count 5 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I need to take it 63 times. So let's count 3 boxes from here going up, because this time we are building our multiplier. So 1, 2, and 3. And 6 tens. So I'll count 6 boxes from here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6. Again, we need to connect all the points together. And also here. So I have to start here, going here. And remember, every time we see a point, we need to draw a line. And here. Okay, let's start. So, 4 taken 3 times. 4 taken 3 times gives us 4, 8, 12. That's 12. 70 taken 3 times. Again, ignore the 0 first and then we'll work with 7 times 3, which gives us 7, 14, 21. And then add the 0. Put the 0 at the end. So our answer is 210. Now let's have 300 taken 3 times. Ignore the zeros and multiply 3 times 3. 3, 6, 9. So that's 9. And put the zeros here. We have 1, 2. We have 2 zeros to put. So 300 times 3 equals 900. Now let's have 5,000 taken 3 times. Ignore the zeros and multiply 5 times 3, which gives us 15. And then we have here 1, 2, 3. We have 3 zeros. 1, 2, 3. So that's 5,000 times 3 equals 15,000. So this time we'll work with a tens multiplier, which is 60. 60. Okay? We have 4 times 60. So let's have 4 times 60. Ignore the zeros and multiply 4 times 6. We have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. So that's 24. And put the 0 here. So 4 times 60 equals 240. Now let's have 7 times 6. Or 70 times 60. 70 times 60. So let's ignore the zeros first and work with 7 times 6. 7 times 6 would give me 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. 42. And I have here 2 zeros. So I'll put 2 zeros. So that gives me 4,200. Now let's have 300 times 60. So 300 times 60, ignore the zeros and multiply the numbers. We have 3 times 6. That is 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And I have here 1, 2, 3. I have 3 zeros to put. 1, 2, 3. Now let's have 5,000 taken 60 times. 5,000 taken 60 times. So, ignore the zeros and multiply 5 times 6. 5 times 6, we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's 30. And we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros because there are 4 zeros in here. So I'll put 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This time, we will add all our answers. Oh, but before that one, let's color the squares first. So, this is a unit. A unit multiplied by a unit gives us a unit. A 10 multiplied by a unit gives us a 10. And 100 multiplied by a unit gives us 100. 1,000 multiplied by a unit gives us 1,000. And we have a unit multiplied by a tens gives us a 10. Ten multiplied by a 10 gives us 100. A 100 multiplied by a 10 gives us 1,000. And 1,000 multiplied by a 10 gives us 10,000. Okay, now let's add all our answers. In the units, we have 12. In the tens, we have 210. So that's 0 in the unit, 1 in the 10, and 2 in the hundreds. We have 240. We have, in the hundreds, we have 900. 900. In here, we have 4,200. So that's 0 in the unit, 0 in the tens, 2 in the hundred, and 4 in the thousands. In the thousands place, we have 15,000. So that's 0, 0, 0, and 15. We have 18,000. And 300,000. So that's 0 in the unit, 0 in the tens, 0 in the hundreds, 0 in the thousands, 0 in the 10,000s, and 3 in the 100,000. So let's put all our answers together. Let's add them. Okay. So in the units, we have 2 plus zeros. So that's 2. In the tens, we have 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 4 equals 6. 6 tens. In the hundreds, oh, we have a lot of numbers here. Okay, so we have 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 9 equals 4 plus 9 equals 13. 13 plus 2 equals 15. So that's 15 hundreds. 15 hundreds or 1,500. 1,500. Okay? Now let's have the thousands. We have 1 plus 4 equals 5. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 10 plus 8 equals 18. That is 18,000. So 18,000. Okay. Now let's count all the numbers in the 10,000s place. We have 1 plus 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. So we have 300. There you go. Now let's write our answer here. We have 338,562. So that is 338,562. So now that you know how to do this one, you may work with this anytime you like.